Cocktail Hour Cinema. Talking drinks and cinema. We watch and eat some dinner, but we don't show you the dinner. It's Cocktail Hour Cinema.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to Cocktail Hour Cinema. I'm Kermit.
I'm Nico.
I'm Emily.
And we are a weekly podcast that goes over movie news, TV shows, and movies. And today we're talking about some movie news, and we're going to go over episodes 1 through 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Should we take that again?
Nice.
No, that was great. That was great. Thank you for doing that.
Good job, Kermit.
No problem, Miss Piggy.
No movie news to report this week. We're just going to go straight into episodes.
Sure you don't want to do it again, or... So, Emily, what did you make this week?
So, like Kermit said, we were talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier this week. So this week's cocktail is called the Stubborn Pear. It is a play off of a mule. That's why it's called Stubborn. Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're a very stubborn pair of gentlemen.
Oh, pear.
Pear.
Good
And it's pear.
See what she did?
See what you did.
It's crafty.
Good job.
Very proud of that.
Is that Ryan's idea, though?
He came up. No. He did. He came up with the pear idea, and then I. So actually, one of the first
I
craft.
just expanded on it.
Yeah, we bounced stuff. We brainstormed together.
love it.
Kimmy helped too. Hi, Kimmy.
Shout out, Kimmy.
She's the
Right here.
kooky neighbor.
She's Catherine Hahn in
She's
Wanda.
very much Catherine Hahn. Yes.
I like that.
But actually, one of the very first craft cocktails I ever had, like in a bar, was a pear Moscow Mule. Shout out to Chelsea. You were bartending at a hotel, and you made it for me. It was delicious. So 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces of pear juice, just equal parts on those two, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, and 1/4 ounce of allspice dram. Allspice dram is one of my favorite ingredients to add into cocktails. It adds like a baking spice. I mean, it's allspice, obviously. This is actually a homemade allspice dram. Ryan made it, which is great.
Oh.
Surprisingly easy.
Shout out, producer Ryan.
Yeah. So you're going to shake all those up a little bit.
So
You don't have to shake this cocktail. You can just build it in the glass if you want to keep it easy. But I shook it. And then you top it off with ginger beer. Really easy. Preferably in a Moscow Mule cup, as is tradition.
I think
so
the
it's
cup
tradition?
is the best ingredient, I feel like. It's
I know
bringing out a lot of the flavor.
You're a Moscow Mule boy at Burning
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
right? Like
I am
that's
too.
That's your cup
That's
of
my
choice.
cup. I love
Love
the copper
mules.
cups. Yeah. Just the cup.
Well, just
I could drink a Diet Pepsi in this.
Yeah. Oh god.
I just love how mules work interchangeably with like any type of liquor.
Yes, I'm a
Doesn't
big
matter. They're
Kentucky
all
Mule
good.
fan.
Me too.
With
Yeah.
bourbon.
They're all great.
But the vodka and pear go really well together.
It's very good pear.
And the allspice makes it.
That was like the secret ingredient. We were fussing
So
with this
good.
cocktail for a while, and then producer Ryan had the idea. He was like, "Oh, try it with a little bit of allspice," and it was like, "Bam, done. That's it. That's what it needed." It's perfect.
allspice.
It brings out the pear
Like
flavor.
The Allspark from Transformers.
Don't mention Transformers in my house.
It's a great movie.
Hey, that's a cool shirt you got there.
Hey,
Nick.
nice
Oh,
shirt.
thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
When are those coming?
Yeah.
When are those available?
When we hit 1,000 subscribers.
You heard that? Like
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Like
Tell
and
your
And
subscribe.
you
friends.
can have a shirt.
You got a free shirt at 1,000 subscribers. If you're our 1,000th subscriber,
Oh yeah,
You
you'll
get a free
definitely get a
shirt.
free shirt.
One of these bad boys. American Apparel.
Oh, so it's soft. American
Good.
Apparel still exists? I thought they went out of business.
It does.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
they're only $4 now. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Really cheap. It's weird.
Feels nice.
Cheaper than H&M these days.
All right, let's talk about
Let's dive in.
episodes 1 through 4 of Falcon and Winnie.
It's good. I like how I'll start with this. I like how obviously Marvel's doing a bajillion shows now. I like that it seems like they're gonna give each one very clearly its own vibe. Like this is
Yeah.
Right.
clearly more dark, more adult.
It is
They love the
violent.
word shit. It's violent.
There
They
have been
love-
a couple scenes where I'm like, oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus.
I know.
Yeah.
And they say shit every episode, which I think is funny.
Are they,
Just
allowed,
like that.
are they allowed one shit for like a PG,
I think they said it.
PG-13?
They might have said it twice in one episode,
You can
but
say
they've
shit as
definitely
many
said it
times as you
once.
want in
Oh, you
PG-13.
can?
It's just fuck that they limit you to one. In
You can say shit as many times as you want?
I think
There's
so.
not like 150 limit or something?
I don't know.
I mean, they say shit on TV now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like South Park.
You learn something new
Yeah.
every day. You know, I thought dogs.
You know, I always said dogs.
laid eggs.
I hope
I
one day
haven't
we'll
looked
go
at
one episode without that.
I hope not.
No.
No.
But
So
yeah,
on a T-shirt.
it's very not Disney Plus. This
No.
show.
Yeah, it's I mean, we'll get to episode 4. That had a scene that literally made me gasp and,
I know. Yeah.
I was watching it on a laptop with my mom sitting across from me. I was like, "Oh shit!" She's
Yeah.
like, "Aren't you watching Falcon?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I was like, you don't care."
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it. You can't explain that.
Yeah,
But like, there seemed to be a couple scenes where like when Selby gets shot in the head, I'm like, wow, there was blood on that.
Yeah.
Like, there's not normally blood in these like
No,
movies.
there's a
There's
lot of
not.
people
Holy
getting
shit.
shot like point blank.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah. I mean, if you compare this series to like WandaVision, like
So different.
that's very different. I love that, right? Like,
hmm
I think I think we're all in agreement that we loved WandaVision, and we don't have the same feelings for the show that we had for WandaVision. I think just because of the nature of what that show was, it was just like really original
Yeah.
and surprising. This is definitely more of what Marvel's flavor has already been. We've already seen this Marvel before, and like this is very much in the vein of the Winter Soldier and the Captain America series,
Mhm.
obviously. So it's really cool to like see Marvel like just have a full 6-hour movie epic in that vein, which I think is really cool.
Much like WandaVision, though, we're getting a little bit more in-depth character analysis for characters that have been kind of like side
Mhm.
characters.
Mm-hmm.
Falcon, we're getting a lot more of him.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie is just like the most charismatic fucking person
He is.
on earth.
He's like Will Smith Jr.
Sebastian Stan.
Pow, 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 pow.
If you have not seen the video, just
It's
Google Anthony Mackie crashes interview with Sebastian Stan.
So
It
good.
is mwah.
I love how the interviewer's trying to get the mic back.
He's like, no.
just like-
And I felt like Sebastian Stan was just like caught off guard, and like I don't know. He's definitely not as charismatic as Anthony Mackie.
It's
So
also
it was
'cause-
like weird for him to like be in that position.
Yeah, like that was also at the Winter Soldier premiere, so I'm sure he's like a little nervous because it's like, this is my movie. I have to like.
Was it the Winter Soldier premiere?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that was.
you can see, like,
oh
the-
right,
the-
he's
the
already been.
background.
He was already in a Marvel movie before that.
Yeah,
Both of them.
but this was like
Yeah.
his big one.
Right.
But yeah, I like that we're getting a little bit more in depth with them. In the very first episode, my first note was, Bucky, stop trying to cheat therapy. I think that's a very important rule for anybody going to therapy. You can't win therapy. You gotta.
yeah, you gotta participate.
You have to participate,
Right.
and you can't lie in therapy. That's not how that works.
I had a note about that scene in particular that it's literally like my only note is PJ Dillon, the director of cinematography, essentially, the guy credited for cinematography on the show. I love how just these little things in the show, when you're really paying attention to the camera work, it's really fucking cool. So that scene, like most of his shots in that scene are shot from like right here, this
Mhm.
weird angle over the corner of his head pointing down, and
Huh.
it gives this like feeling of like
You're-
dread and anxiousness to like,
Yeah.
everything
Sure.
that he's doing.
Like he's
And it's a
being,
little bit on the therapist too, but it's like when it goes to him, it's like shot here, and it's like I just remember like that was the first thing I noticed about the scene is like it adds to the vibe of like
Totally.
yeah.
It's
Who
almost like
that-
the audience is looking down on him too, and he feels that, and he doesn't like being in that spot. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's
definitely
the
one of those
intro to
angles.
his character too.
Yeah.
So it's like it just adds to this dude who's dealing with PTSD and anxiety and all these like heavy things. It's just adding to it.
It
by
also
having
had
that slight change
Yeah.
of the angle. I thought that was such a cool idea.
in the wide shot of him, it was very reminiscent of the King's speech when the King was in like doing therapy. It was always framed in a way where like the head was a little below the middle
yeah,
of the
yeah.
frame, and you get a lot of space up above,
Mhm.
and it's like flat. There's like no angles to it. I noticed that too. I was like,
It
oh,
almost
man.
makes them look a little more vulnerable, almost, because it's
Yeah.
like it like makes them look kind of smaller, and as if you're like a parent standing
Yeah,
over
like
them or
looking down
something.
at them.
right.
Yeah.
And that wide shot, when you have like the head lowered down, there's a lot of open space. Like there's a lot of thought to be had above
Sure,
the character,
sure.
like a lot of things that are happening to him. Very good cinematography work in this. Yeah.
So cool. All the, like the West Wing shots, but like while there's a bunch of crazy thing, but like the the walking camera angles where they're like walking through these like there's a lot of really really cool impressive camera work on the show
Totally.
and the
I-
fight scenes.
Yeah. I was worried in the
Super
first
well
episode that Bucky was going to be played too much into the trope of like tortured boy ruins date by being sad. Like
Yeah.
I was like, don't do that. I'm like, he's just
Right.
like cheating therapy. He's not trying. He's being a dick to some girl who is unsuspecting
And then
of his
then,
torture.
then the reveal of why he was acting like that happens
Yeah.
at that episode.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh.
I kind of get why you would walk out.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
seemed
yeah,
like a pretty
alright,
triggering
yeah.
date.
Yeah. I mean, as the series is developing, I like where the characters are starting, especially John Walker. I love to hate that character.
Oh,
I love to hate John
They
Walker.
did a really
but
good
even
job.
Bucky, like Bucky starts as like he's cheating therapy. I feel like by the end he's gonna like come to like some resolve with himself. I mean, he even like, I don't know. There's a lot of great character work that's going on between Falcon and the Winter Soldier together, and they're still not, they're still not
They're not on
partners.
the same page yet.
They're
They're inching
Even in
towards
episode
it.
4, they're even saying like we're not partners.
But
Yeah.
when he was like, I want to go, he's like, I'm coming with you.
yeah.
Like he's being a partner, although they're doing the we're too manly to admit that.
I
we're a party.
love
yeah.
the pettiness of them. I love the, like
So fucking
the
petty.
couples therapy moment where they're like fine and like move their legs
Get
in
all
between
close
each
to
other.
each other.
Yeah.
Apparently that part was ad libbed, like the actual like linking
Really?
of the legs. Yeah.
It kind of felt like when he was like, "This is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted. We're close."
That had to be Mackey's idea.
Oh,
That had to be Mackey's idea.
It's great. And like the callback to is it Civil War or they like you're not gonna move your seat
Civil
up, are
War,
you? He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah. I love that.
Can you move your seat up? No.
I mean, that was the start, I bet, of this entire series. Like that idea of them both being Captain America's best friend in a certain way, but just kind of like not seeing eye to eye together, or
Yeah.
just like maybe being jealous of each other in a certain
little
weird
bit.
way. That's just like
It's like a
beyond
weird competitive nature between the two of them. Though.
very
Yeah.
much so. For
Especially
sure.
after the end of Endgame when Falcon gets the shield. There's definitely an animosity with
And that's why
Bucky.
there's so much like you gave away the shield.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, I didn't give it away, but
That-
it's like,
yeah.
well, he gave it to you, so you fucking gave
Right.
it away.
That shield meant so much to Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was like, oh, Falcon's the one to receive it. And like, here we go. And then he just fucking gave it up. And guess who took it over?
Wyatt
Psychopath. Yeah, Wyatt Russell,
Wyatt
the
Russell.
son of
Kurt
Bill-
Russell.
Kurt Russell, who was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I didn't
More
know.
importantly, he's in the Thing. The Thing is
But he's also in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. That's not more important. I think the more
Yeah,
important
but-
part is that he was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as Ego the Living Planet.
so what we're saying is nepotism.
Nepotism for sure. Although he did audition, his first audition ever was for Captain America in Captain America: The First Avenger.
Oh, no
Did you know
shit,
that?
really?
Yeah. His first ever audition was
Wow.
for that role. And so I guess they must have just kept him on file, like who's
Yeah.
the perfect person that was wrong for this role?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because, he isn't perfect looking like Chris Evans is. He's a very
he looks like a
faulty,
regular dude.
Regular dude. Okay.
You
he,
can still
he
get
is
like why he would
Wyatt.
be like attractive. Wyatt, he would be attractive, or like why. I tried to like blow through it like it was
Yeah.
nothing. Like I get it's still like it fits the part for like, oh, America's choosing this guy. Like
Right.
he's still got the
He's
chin
very,
for
very
it
like
and,
military football looking.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah, he played like I loved the way they started him out, because they started him out in the locker room as a very sympathetic, like, okay, he played high school football at this arena.
Mm-hmm.
He's being introduced as Captain America for the first time. I think that was his first time being introduced. I'm just
I
assuming
think
that.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
You get to talk to his girlfriend or whatever, his partner, and then Battlestar comes in, and like it's very relatable, because I remember watching this episode with you two, you and producer Ryan. You're like, I hate this guy already, but it was before the sympathy parts came in. It was very much the very
Dude.
start of him.
It
I was
the
like, I got
exact
bad
same thing.
vibes.
Exact
Bad
same thing.
vibes.
But then you get good vibes from that, in my opinion. I was like, oh, they're not playing it the way I thought they were going to play it out. But it was a great starting point because he needs to turn into the bad guy, and that's what happened.
It's the typical Marvel thing. Like they're so fucking good at this. They take a person who becomes the antagonist or just is the antagonist, but whose motives have like positive moral stance if you look at it from the right lens. So it's like it's the same thing that they do so well, and that so many of the old comic book characters did really well. It's taking this person and humanizing him,
Right.
and even if he turns bad, you're still seeing him as a human. Like he's
Right.
although he
Yeah.
has turned over these 4 episodes, he's still like shown himself to be a good person. Even when he's having that conversation with what's his name, his partner,
Battlestar.
Even when he's having that conversation with Battlestar, like, would you take it if you had it? And Battlestar's like,
Yeah.
hell yeah. And he's like,
Oh, the super
what,
serum.
yeah. He's like, what? Well, would I like? Should I take it? Like, what would I take it? And he's like, dude, your whole life you've only done good things.
Right.
And even
Well-
he is like, well, you know those medals of honor like aren't honorable. Like we
Right.
just got medals of honor for killing a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah.
The most important line of that whole conversation was at the very end when Battlestar was like, "Imagine how many lives we could have saved if we had that
Yeah.
serum." And I think that's what
That's where it
turned.
just
He was like,
clicks
"You're
for me.
right," and then he took that serum like probably that night.
Yep.
Um,
He says you're right, and then he pauses and he goes, "You're right. You're right."
yeah,
Really quiet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh, he's done.
yeah, he's done.
There's
But I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say it links back. I think like because that's episode 4 and episode 3. Zemo has a line where he's like,
Oh, see, we haven't gotten to Zemo yet.
"I know, right?
Best character.
Ugh.
What is it?
I'm more of a John Walker fan myself, but Zemo's number 2.
No.
Maybe it
You're
is.
wrong.
Maybe it is episode 4. Whatever it is, but it's
Dude,
Uh,
his dancing is so good.
the
We'll get to that.
the desire to become a superhuman cannot be separated from supremacist ideals." And I'm like, oh shit, because it's like Falcon
Nailed it.
doesn't want it. Chris Evans, Steve Rogers didn't really know what it was at the time, like
Right.
the desperation to be a superhuman. I mean, if you think back, like when comics were invented, it like Superman and Captain America were created in response to Nazi Germany. They took
Yeah.
the superhuman ideal of the Nazis, but made it good and as a response to Nazi propaganda.
Yeah.
So they
When was the last time you watched Captain America: The First Avenger?
oh man, it's been a while.
You should totally rewatch that after this series because there's so many callbacks to that.
lots and lots of them. Yeah.
especially when it comes to this serum and what that means. Like Stanley Tucci,
Yes.
he plays like the head scientist.
Ersk. So it's something.
Right. But
I watched a video earlier. Yeah, and
he knew exactly what the serum was about, and he was looking for a guy with the purest heart. And you know, in the movie, you could see him searching around, and like Tommy Lee Jones was in it, and he was like, "We found the perfect soldier," and it was just like this guy who statistically was like the perfect soldier. He did everything right, but you could just tell that he would turn into John Walker one day.
Right.
That
So
kind of guy.
that is actually like John Walker is a callback to an old comic book character that is basically he doesn't become Captain America, but he's a special agent.
U.S. agent.
Yeah, the U.S. agent character. It's like they're really really similar to the comic book character. The only big difference is that he is now Captain America. But it's
Well,
like
in
and
the
they
comics-
humanized him a lot more on this.
Right.
They made him a lot more human. And
I think in the comics, John Walker, U.S. agent, I think his parents were killed.
yeah, his parents
Yes.
were
And
murdered.
Yeah,
that's
instead
when,
of his
and that's
friend,
what
yeah.
instead of
and that's what
Battlestar,
clicks
yeah.
him into like psycho mode.
When we were at D23 when
What's up?
Wyatt Russell was announced, didn't they say he's going to be playing U.S. agent? And we were like,
Yeah, they
what
did.
the fuck does that mean? Like, I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
I remember. I remember.
like,
And they
who
were
is this
slowly like,
man?
Ooh, this gets better.
Yeah, I was
Captain
really
America.
intrigued by that announcement. Battlestar was essentially his family, though. He's the only person that could relate to him on levels of war. You know,
Sure.
like he probably saw the same losses of friends that Wyatt had. He's the person that he could turn to and ask questions to. So, in a way, at the very end, I'll just go into it.
Yeah.
When
Spoiler alert.
when Battlestar dies as a result to of that person punching him.
Harley Morgenthau.
Morgenthau. You could almost sympathize with how he felt, like the rage and revenge that he wanted to have. But that serum, it intensifies
roids.
everything. Yeah, it was like roid rage, and I love
he
that
had
shot.
like little like ticks and stuff as he was going, and like he was just kind of like twitching his head and everything. And I'm like, oh, I hate
The
this.
moments whenever he's lost, when he's defeated, he just like looks down like this, like.
The very last shot.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of shots when he lost to the Dora Milaje. He was just like staring down, like they weren't even super soldiers.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, when Battlestar died, he was just like, he has like this fucking Wyatt does a great job.
Dude,
Just
the-
like,
Yeah.
The music in that scene was a really cool choice too. When he breaks out of the window and he's chasing after the dude,
he jumps onto that van.
the music gets like really quiet, and it's so suspenseful. You're just like,
They suck all the sound out.
yeah,
Yeah.
You don't hear any footsteps of people running away. It's all
Such
in
a
his
cool
head.
choice.
Yeah,
Such a
it's
cool
great,
choice.
great choice.
Also, can we talk
Really
about the Dora
intense.
Milaje?
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
can.
just so happy to see them appear in this movie. I could watch them.
movie.
And you know what? It's not like they've
Movie,
shoved.
Called it a movie.
whatever movie.
It feels like a
show.
movie.
Yeah.
It feels like a movie.
It's a long ass.
What's great about them is that it doesn't feel like they shoved the Dora Milaje into this movie. It was very naturally fitting because Zemo was the one who killed their
There's
king.
a clear plot line, but they just dropped him in there. They're like, okay, there's a good opportunity here.
Well, yeah, Zemo killed their king,
Yeah.
so it makes sense that when he's freed, they're the ones to go and grab him
Immediately.
Yeah.
immediately.
Let's
So
go fuck this dude up.
it was a great callback or cameo from them.
I
They were
both
fucking badass.
I both loved
That fight
and
scene is so
hated.
good.
Yeah, the fight scene's fucking great. But like right before that, when John Walker's trying to like big dick them, being like, "Oh, you don't have jurisdiction here." It's like, bitch, you're not in America. You don't have jurisdiction either. What the fuck are you talking about?
Also, you don't even know who you're talking
I'm
to.
like, bitch,
He doesn't even know.
you are about to get your ass handed to you. Like, you don't talk to these women that way.
Yeah.
That's come on.
Do you recognize what's her name?
Ayo.
Ayo. Do you recognize her from another Marvel movie?
I know that she's been a Dora Milaje before.
Yeah,
But she wasn't in Black Panther. Do you remember what?
Yeah, she was.
I don't think she was in
She
Black
was in
Yeah,
Panther.
she
Black
is.
Panther?
She's in Black
Yeah.
Panther, and she's actually the first Dora Milaje we see.
Okay, this is one. That's what I was trying to test it with in
Oh,
Civil
yeah.
War. When,
Yeah, yeah.
Like, move or you will be moved.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one.
she's a
Was
bad
she in Black
bitch.
Panther too,
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, definitely.
She's just second
I
in
don't remember.
command.
Okay.
She's second in command under Okoye.
I don't remember.
So
seeing her.
Okoye gets the spotlight, but you know,
Mm,
Ayo's there.
yeah,
Can we talk about
I love it.
Erin
No.
Kellyman, who plays Carly Morgenthau? Because I
Oh, she's good.
love that. I love that casting. Like,
What else is she in?
Oh yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh,
she
okay.
looks
I thought
familiar.
I thought maybe.
No, she looks familiar, but just like, I don't know, just her casting and like
Well,
her
she's
character and how
Yeah.
like, again, it's them using the antagonist, but the antagonist believes themselves to be
yeah.
moral and right.
Right.
And like, you know, she's not trying to just kill a bunch of people.
Mm-mm.
There's a larger goal in mind,
Yeah.
but it's like really easy to misconstrue that as
a great antagonist is the protagonist of their own story, and
Yeah.
the audience should see that at the same time. And so Carly Morgenthau, she's based off a comic book character, Carl Morgenthau. So they gender swapped.
oh, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And his name was Flag Smasher.
Yep.
That
Oh,
was
that's
that
what
was
the
the
group's
villain.
name
The group's
is.
name is called the
They
Flag
basically
Smashers.
They basically made him a woman
Right.
and his character an entire movement.
And in the comics, he's
that.
basically a inverted version of Captain America, where like he doesn't believe in the shield and he doesn't believe in nations and all that stuff, and he believes that civilizations should be one world, which is
one world.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
One
their
people,
whole
one
thing.
world. Yeah, and which I think is a great villain to put into this story, specifically this story,
It's like villain question mark.
Right.
You know.
because they have a lot of great points.
She shows
in a
her true
certain
colors
way.
though pretty quick when that whole building explodes,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, "There are people in there," and she's like, "What did she say?" God damn, her line was really good.
I don't remember.
Oh,
exactly.
this is the only thing that these people will understand.
Oh,
Something like
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
something along those.
She
lines.
threatens
I'm
Falcon's
paraphrasing.
family. She kills
But that's
Battlestar.
just to get him to talk to her. I don't. That
Right.
still felt when she said that it was an empty threat and she just wanted to talk to him. I kind of like it feels genuine when she says
Right.
it. But
Yeah, I mean, an antagonist is the protagonist of their own story, but they're doing all the wrong things.
Yeah.
They're doing everything morally incorrect, and that's exactly what Carly Morgenthau is doing.
One thing I found really interesting in kind of the like the commercial you get at the beginning of either episode
that's
3
so
or 4.
Good. Is episode? I think it's episode 3.
Commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The commercial for
Basically like talking
What is
about
it?
like,
The
well,
ones?
you just came back from, you know, the blip and like here things are
Oh,
different
right.
now and
Yeah.
everything. And it's interesting because
we're
it's
here
all
for
about
you.
this like, you know, we're gonna rebuild communities and blah blah blah, and like you get kind of hints that like borders have been redrawn in countries. Like Zemo makes a reference about how like Sokovia has been like basically cannibalized by neighboring countries and things like that. But what's really great about the commercial is like it's very like, you know, warm and happy
It's
and like
so
it's
well
so
done.
great.
Yeah, it's
and then
very
it
Big Brother.
smash cuts to that same logo on like a police van and people like SWAT people like running out and everything. I'm like, that is really fucking well done.
Yeah, there's
That
a lot
is-
of layers to that.
it's
Yeah.
so well done. Do you guys remember the name of the whatever that like
It's something global. It's like
something
GNC
Global
or
Alliance
something
or something? I don't know. Wow.
vitamins.
GMC. I couldn't afford it.
That's not even.
Inside joke.
I used to write jokes. They were bad
in auto shop.
in auto shop.
Anywho,
so
Zemo.
is
Dude.
a cool
Let's
character.
talk about Zemo because he was very much not the Zemo comic book character in Captain America: Civil War. He was just kind of a guy. I remember that was one of the main issues a lot of people had with Zemo in Civil War was he wasn't like himself in the comics. He was just a guy who was out for revenge and had these overcomplicated plans to tear apart the Avengers, and he succeeded. In this, they very much went back to his like comic book origin story, where he was a baron, he's wealthy,
Yeah.
he's incredibly intelligent. I mean, they showed that in Civil War that he was very intelligent, but in this, like, he's very wise, and he's like, he knows he's always one step ahead of everybody else. And they brought back his fucking purple mask.
Nico's been talking about the purple mask for what
It's
feels like a
fucking
year.
Cool mask.
No, since Civil War,
It's
dude,
really
I
cool.
was
It's
a
upset.
really cool
I thought for
mask.
sure they were gonna.
When he finds it in the back of the car, it's like,
Yeah.
that's convenient. First of
Yeah.
all, but it's
well,
just right there.
You've
by your car.
never left a hoodie in someone's car before?
Yeah.
Well, it's his car, so
Yeah.
it makes
It's
a
his
little
family's
more
Well,
sense.
when you
car.
have
Maybe
that
it's like
many
a-
cars,
Maybe it's like a family heirloom or something like that. I don't know.
this
but,
was my
badass
great
cars,
grandpappy's
that's for
mask.
I was thinking that maybe like that mask would be a callback to Thanos or something. Like he wore that mask as a result of the blip and what Thanos did, and that was like a purple version of. That's what I was thinking when I saw the trailer to this, but it was just a mask, and that's fine because it's comic book accurate, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And his fucking coat with the oh man, Look.
Zemo gives me there's been a couple like dialogue points where I'm like, bad vibes because he's obviously a villain.
yeah.
Like specifically kind of white supremacist vibes.
How so?
Well, when they're like getting on his plane, his butler literally like cringes at seeing Sam.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, they were Nazis.
Exactly, but I know, but like, and then he continues to perpetuate it,
I
like
didn't notice that.
when they're speaking in Sokovian, and he's like, "Oh, if the food's spoiled, just give it to him," and like,
I thought that was just him
Well,
being
no.
a general dick.
He's a German. Like he even said, like, oh, like I was wealthy, but then your country, America, destroyed mine.
No. He doesn't say your country. He says your people
Oh,
destroyed
your
my
people.
country. Your people, which it's like we can infer that he means the Avengers, because they destroyed Sokovia. That's the
I took
entire
that as
plot
World
of
War
Age of
II,
Ultron.
in my opinion.
Huh?
I took that as World War II, America destroying Germany.
I just
Well,
took- yeah, I
he's
just
not
took that as
German. He's
America.
Sokovian. He's
I
from
guess you're
Sokovia.
right.
So he's talking about the Avengers. But like, then he makes some other comment like,
Uncultured
and-
swine.
yeah. He makes a comment like, oh, and like you people
Maybe
don't.
Sokovia was partnering with Germany during World War II.
They are next to each other, like in the map.
Hmm.
Mhm.
See, so I'm right.
So Kovia.
But yeah, he makes another comment
I-
like, "Oh, you guys don't know what it's like to be locked up in a cage." And he looks at Sam. He's like, "Oh, actually, you do." And it's like, I know that he was locked up after Civil War, but I'm like, it like rubs me the wrong way. Where I'm like, why do you keep picking on Sam? Like this
he's
makes
still
me feel
a
yucky.
villain.
I know,
He's
no,
still a
no,
villain.
totally. I'm just saying like they've added
Sympathetic villain though.
a layer that I'm picking up on that I'm like, yucky. I don't like it, especially in today.
He's the least sympathetic out of all the.
The
antagonists
internet
on the show.
Thousands.
loves Zemo.
Well,
They
his
like him
character's amazing.
dancing.
Daniel
Yeah, but-
Bruhl is like
Oh, he's
an
great.
incredible actor.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's
Mm.
well accoladed actor.
What was he
but-
good in? Oh, he was in
Look it up. It's not a word.
he was in Inglourious Bastards.
Is he?
Yeah, he was the German soldier who was in the movie, but then he was a
Mhm.
sniper on the
I
watchtower.
was watching one of these episodes with Richard, which is funny, my stepdad, who actually likes the show, which
Shout
I
out
didn't
Richard.
expect.
Oh, nice.
Shout out Richard. Here's a
Richard.
picture.
Does he sub?
No, he's a Dom.
Damn it!
Ah, God damn it! I don't like this conversation. But when he popped up, Richard goes, "Oh, he's an amazing actor. What's he doing in this show?" I was like, "Richard, this is the most money he's gonna get paid for a TV show."
Richard,
Like,
he is laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Every great actor is participating in Marvel right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're past the point of it being like a cliche
Like,
dumb thing to do with
ooh.
your career.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't
But
be
for
surprised.
Richard,
If,
he's
I won't be
like,
surprised
what the
if
hell is he
Daniel Day
doing?
Lewis is going to show
What's
up
he
as
doing in a
fucking
Disney show?
Yeah.
Because Richard has a Boston accent sometimes.
Oh,
I like Madripoor. Madripoor is fucking cool.
Madripoor is fucking cool. You know what I thought? I thought that was the same city that was in King Kong versus Godzilla. They look
Hong Kong?
well. No, did you notice all the colored neon and
Yeah.
shit? It looked like the exact
'Cause
same.
It's Asia. Like, I heard a rumor that
Oh.
I think would be pretty cool. And I think you
Does it involve Wolverine?
no, but
Okay.
I do always want some Wolverine. So they always talk about the power broker.
Yes, they do. And that's going to
That's
be
who is the power broker.
That's
exactly.
the big reveal.
I'm thinking maybe
Madripoor, the city.
Mandarin. I think this could possibly tie in. And we thought that WandaVision was going to tie in a lot of ways that it did not. So this is purely speculation.
No, you're right. Hold on.
It
You're 100% correct. They're leading towards a huge gasp reveal
That ties the two together.
that ties into a future movie, which is called
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Is the perfect way to tie in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, like he's a
Introducing-
crime boss. Like
They already have the 10
You
rings.
know.
10 rings is in the fucking title of Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Good one, Emily.
could be.
That's a
I
good
don't
one.
want to take credit. That was
Oh.
a man on YouTube that
Good
came
job,
up
you
with
man
that.
on YouTube.
Man on YouTube.
Shout out.
I don't remember
Oh,
your name.
man on YouTube's a
Shout
big
out, man on-
fan. He's a subscriber. To
Shout out, man
Oh
on
my God.
YouTube.
Thanks, man on YouTube. You should
Yeah.
come be on. the
Thanks
show.
for being a supporter, man, on YouTube. You should come on the show.
Very
I will-
flattering photo I chose of you, man, on YouTube.
I will get his actual
like
name.
potato
Carly
chips and-
Carly Weissel told me to listen to him.
Belly hanging out.
But yeah, I think that would be really cool. Also, I fully believe that Sharon Carter is absolutely working for the Power Broker. Like
People are saying that she is the power broker.
Yeah, that's a
don't-
theory, and also Reem, the Reemmeister,
what?
The
Z-Meister.
Zim.
You're too close to your mic, man. I was just about to tell you to, and then you fucking put your mouth over it. I was like a second from being, dude. step
Remo
away.
Zemo, dude.
No, because Zemo is doing everything against what the power broker
Yeah,
wants.
Zimo's definitely not the
Like
Power Broker.
the power broker is like, you stole what I had. Like I'm
I'm
gonna
just
kill you. And he's
saying.
talking about the serum, and he just immediately stomped it out.
Yeah.
He's the one who hired that person, in the scientist, to make all the serum, and then Zemo immediately shot him because like he wants to end the serum. The power broker wants the serum spread around, so that doesn't make any sense.
I
Yeah,
was just
fucking
repeating.
idiot.
I was
Idiots.
just repeating something I
Fucking
heard on
idiot.
YouTube.
No,
Yeah, well, think before you
No.
repeat, all right?
no.
One thing I found really, we're totally just jumping around in topics. Hope y'all are okay
We're
with
doing
that.
that this whole episode. This is a jumbly episode.
Bucky speaks a lot of languages, and so does Falcon. Falcon speaks like Romanian, and Bucky can at least understand Japanese. He speaks Wakandan. We see,
He's been alive for over like almost a century.
but what's interesting though is that, and this is literally just like a little like code, just little. It's nothing explicit, but it's just like, oh, interesting. John
code?
Walker only speaks English, and when he's like interrogating someone, he's like just like, I can't fucking understand this guy. Like, I need someone else to come in. And it's like, that guy
Yeah.
speaks English. You're just being an asshole to him, so he
Yeah.
doesn't want to talk to you. And I'm like, that is very relevant to today's
Yeah.
society.
He did that to the Dora Milaje too.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's like just an interesting.
he just
like,
patronizes
another
everyone he
little
talks
another
to.
little
Yeah.
tidbit into John Walker's character is like, oh, he's
I fucking love John Walker. I mean, I love to hate John Walker.
oh, he's the fucking worst.
He's a great antagonist.
No, he's well.
He's
cast.
playing
so
it too
good.
well to the point where I will be concerned about seeing Wyatt Russell in anything else from now on.
Have you seen 22 Jump Street, where he
Yeah.
plays the quarterback?
Oh, I
that
forgot about
befriends
that, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I
Jared
forgot
Tatum.
about that. He's so hateable in that too.
Jason Tatum. What's his?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Jesus
Tatum.
Christ.
I said Jared Tatum at first. That's not his
And you went to
I
the
think
Celtics.
Jared, Jason,
Yeah,
and
that's what I was
Channing are all
thinking
the
of.
same. That's all the same name. It's fine.
Yeah, but that's the first time I saw Wyatt Russell was in that movie.
Yeah. I hate him.
I hate him.
I hate him.
I love him. He's a great character. And
Yeah.
have you seen the preview to episode 5?
No.
It's on the internet. It's pretty good.
There is a preview where it shows Falcon and Winter Soldier with the shield. So either the government takes it away from him or they take it away from him.
Government's
per-
not going to hold him accountable. Come on.
Wait, hold on.
I can see
There's a
them-
reason. There's a reason why they had that beheading scene in public with all and they showed cell phones of it.
Yeah.
He's
dude,
gonna
the
get in
United
trouble
States
for
is
that.
gonna take the shield away from him.
100%. But also,
This isn't real life.
I know. That's why I'm like,
If this is
I'm
real
very
life, he'd
skeptical.
walk away fine.
Oh, right. It's fantasy. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Law enforcement gets held
in
accountable.
the trailer
in this
to
world.
episode 5, it looks like Bucky and Winter Soldier are confronting him about it, and it looks like they're about to fight. So maybe they forcefully take it away from him.
Probably.
Maybe the fight breaks off because the government intercepts,
It's gonna be some punchy kickies.
but it's gonna be 2 versus
There's gonna
1.
be some punchy kickies for sure.
Oh yeah.
Shot bet, punchy
big,
kickies
Big prediction, Emily. There's gonna be some punchy kickies in episode 5.
of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
Hasn't been any punchy kickies
Punchy
yet. So that'd be
in the
pretty
winter
out of nowhere.
kicky.
Gun shooties.
You like that one?
There's gonna be some gun shooties.
Gun shooties.
There's gonna be knifeys too. There's a lot of knifey knives.
Knifeys.
Which is a callback
Stabby
to
knives.
the Winter Soldier
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. What's it with all the knives? That was my Wyatt Russell impersonation.
Well, they also there's like a comedy element of like almost like a buddy odd couple cop
Lethal
comedy
Weapon.
type thing in the first 3 episodes. 4th episode, they're just like, yeah, let's just cut out the comedy shit. That was like that one. What's with all the knives? Like one of the only like comedy lines in that entire episode.
I actually felt that line was out of place because the episode was so serious.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a weird line to
The
throw
show,
in.
I like the show personally better when they're not trying to fluff it with comedy and they just let it be more dark and dramatic.
It's funny because like Marvel, like they know their brand and they know exactly how to like sprinkle in the comedy. They're usually pretty good at it.
It's a
And
little
this-
forced in this compared to most other
Right.
Marvel
And
things.
this one, it was a little not. It wasn't that line specifically was not placed well. Only because everything before was so serious and it ended so serious. I think maybe they want to spring in a little bit of like lightness right before
it just
they
felt
went too
forced.
heavy. But I don't know.
I like when the humor comes from Bucky and Falcon interacting and being petty with each other, like the
Yes.
couples therapy
That
part
feels more
and the
genuine. Yeah.
and the scooting your chair up.
Right.
Thing.
That would have worked in a scene like that if it was just together them, but just Wyatt
Them being
Russell just saying
quippy
a
at
quip.
each other.
Yeah, I just out of
What's
nowhere.
with
It
all
doesn't
the
make
knives?
sense.
It's like,
Shut up! No one
I-
likes you.
aren't you worried about dying right now?
I think I even questioned to myself, like, was that a joke? Because like that wasn't funny or like
Maybe it was
was
intentionally
weird.
awkward because he's kind of an awkward dude. Like
He is a little bit off.
he's very like blustery.
Yeah.
Oh, Sundance.
He's a good girl.
Starbucks like I'm also a good girl.
Damn it, we need a fucking
Every episode
head
is us just
cam.
laughing off the like staring out off the camera.
They do funny shit. We really do need
Yeah.
a fucking opposite cam.
1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. T-shirts and puppy cam.
Yeah.
Budget is gonna jump 50% when we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Shit.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Any other thoughts? Y'all have? I don't think I have any other.
I think I'm good. I'm really excited for the next 2
I had
episodes.
some,
And we
Yeah.
will
I'm
be
not
doing an
remembering.
episode on the last 2 episodes 2 weeks from now.
We're gonna do something stupid next week. We think. We're
We need to do
kinda-
something more silly. Review
If it's
not
not
an
silly-
Oscar contender, but
We're going to do the opposite of an Oscar contender.
yeah.
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 And the drink's gonna be really simple.
Yeah.
Really simple.
And the intro drink montage is going to be overly robust for this one
Yeah,
ingredient.
Of special effects budget.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
We gotta
Anyway.
change it up. We gotta keep you guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like, this is
For
us
everybody.
giving a little lead for everybody to,
Mhm.
oh, I gotta come back for next week. All 20 of you need to come back for next week's episode. Tell your friends.
Shout out all 20 of you. Thank
like
you
and
so much.
subscribe.
Tell your friends.
I was
Tell
gonna
your
give
mom.
away what we were doing next week, and then I
No.
cut it off.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you later, folks. Love you.
friends.
Goodbye.
Cheers.